Hello, welcome back to A Fresh Perspective on Business podcast. I'm Laura Leyland, your host for today. I'm the Managing Director of Fresh Perspective, which is a recruitment business with a twist on the traditional, which is very intriguing, I know. And here today with my co-host, Vicky Taylor.
Hello!
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. I feel like I've not been here for ages.
It does feel like that.
Yeah, feels like a long time. It's probably not.
No, I don't think it is, but it is a few weeks because I think the last few I've done with Tony. And then for me, when we do them together, I sit on the other side of the desk for those people that haven't watched any of our filmed podcasts. I feel like I'm in control of the knobs and the dials today.
Yes. I'm glad you know what you're doing. I just sit here and talk.
I mean, I'm glad that I look like I know what I'm doing. Boy, we do. We're here. You can hear us. And we've got loads of exciting information for you today.
We have. We've been up to loads of stuff and we've got loads of tips.
Lots of tips. We are filled to the brim with tips for you today. So what are we talking about today, Vicky T?
We are talking about having an open mind when it comes to recruitment.
How many people would you say, percentage-wise, based on your experience, have an open mind when it comes to recruitment?
What would you reckon? 50-50?
Probably.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
It needs to be like 80-20.
Yes.
Or 100%.
Oh, I'd love it if it was 100% with an open mind.
And when you say open mind in relation to recruitment, what do you mean?
When they're looking at CVs, when they're rejecting people.
So when clients who are employers are looking to
Yes.
fill a vacancy and they're considering candidates.
Yes, and just judging people based off a CV.
Or they can be very judgy.
Very judgy from one little bit of paper.
And I find it really interesting because all of these people, at some point in their life, maybe not in their recent past, if they own their own business, for example, will have submitted a CV for a job and wanted so much for that person to consider them, to read between the lines, to see their potential and invite them to an interview so they could absolutely show them how amazing they would be for that job. And they would not like it if people had made assumptions and misinterpretations and judgments based on words on a Word document.
Yeah, and I think it's also unfair because there's a lot of not the correct information out there on how to write a CV. Everyone gives different opinions on what they like, what they don't like, how you should do it. So if you've been given wrong information and you've written your CV based on that, and then someone's judging you off that.
That's terrible.
It's
These
terrible.
poor candidates are paying expert, that's in quotation marks, CV writers, their hard-earned dosh to get them to write their CV or draft it and create it in a way that would be compelling to potential employers, only for them to scupper their chances and make it seem rubbish.
Yeah, which isn't really fair.
And Indeed does this as well, doesn't it?
Oh my God, it changes all the formatting of a CV. It makes it look terrible.
I don't understand why it does it. It even changes the email address for an Indeed email address.
It's like Indeed don't want people to get jobs.
But if you think about it from a conspiracy perspective, wow, that's really hard to say together. They don't want them to get jobs because they want people to continue to pay for adverts.
Oh my goodness.
I feel like we've busted this wide open today.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Do you know what? I think you might be right. Because they are terrible, them CVs.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see what it would do to our CVs.
Yeah.
Because it reformats, for those people who don't know, it changes your email address. So it gives you a random one with an Indeed in it. So it's not your direct Hotmail one, for example. I mean, that might be a blast from the past for a lot of people.
I know, I was like, Hotmail, wowzers.
Outlook. And it reformats it, it takes stuff out, it takes out all the formatting, it just makes it look really rubbish. So, but it doesn't do it for everybody. So I think it's something that you can, if you are, this is a changing topic, but if you are uploading your CV to Indeed, just make sure you're vigilant. If there's a little button somewhere that says convert it to it, I need to look into it so I can actually give people this information, but it doesn't do it to everyone's.
No, because some people's it's actually their CV, isn't it, that they've written.
Do you think that's anything to do? I'm so sorry for listening. Me and Vicky just having a conversation now about recruitment. Do you think if it's a PDF versus Word document?
Potentially.
Upload your CVs in PDF format then.
Yeah, because then it can't take that information and...
It shouldn't be able to re-edit it.
No, that...
Oh,
there we go.
God, we are realising new things with you guys.
Wow.
Anyway, back to the actual topic in hand. What number is this podcast?
What, are we like 5 minutes in and we're just getting on to this?
At least people know what to expect, though. We've told them what it's about.
Yeah. So, this is episode 208. The real 208. With a slight mishap.
Yeah, so last week we were supposed to record 2. We had some news that kind of skewed our plans. So 208 was recorded, and that was the only one that was recorded. So we had to go with that last week.
As 207.
As 207.
Yeah.
If you noticed it, 10 points go to you.
Yes.
Message Vicky Taylor on LinkedIn.
Please.
With the eye emojis.
Oh, yeah, I like that emoji. And then this is the real 208.
Previously was 207.
But it's now 208. Yay. So, Laura, please can you tell me what that is in Spanish?
I most certainly can. Episodio número 208.
Oh, lovely.
Previously 207.
Because did you do 208 in Spanish last time?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, we needed them both.
We were just making sure that you guys listening were paying attention.
Exactly. We knew what we were doing.
Absolutely.
We always know what we're doing.
Always. Okay, so you gotta be open-minded.
Yes. Like you start without me then.
Vicky nearly fell off a shelf. I was going to sing without her, which I would never do.
Let's get the lyrics.
Yeah, it's 208, you gotta be, because you gotta be open-minded when you are recruiting. And we love the song. Is it Desiree?
Is that how you say it? Desiree?
Yeah, her.
Yeah. It's a tune.
It is a tune. We both added it to our Spotify playlist.
Yeah.
After we came up with the name. I think it was Gemma,
Oh, thanks, Jem.
my PA, that came up with the name. Thank you to her.
Very
So
good.
we're singing.
Yay!
Oh. You
gotta
gotta
be
be
bad,
you gotta be bold, you gotta be wiser. You gotta be hard, you gotta be tough, you gotta be stronger. You gotta be cool, you gotta be calm, you gotta stay together. All I know, love will save the day. Oh, I love singing.
It was a tune, that, wasn't it? I think we did really well there.
I agree. I wish I was better at singing, but it does give me joy.
Yeah, I'm really bad at singing. But I think coming on the podcast, I don't care anymore. Because
No.
we just sing all the time. I'm like, so what? I'm having a nice time.
And that is the main thing.
Yeah.
I enjoy it. I enjoy myself. If you don't like listening to me, don't listen.
Yeah, skip it.
But no, please do.
Yeah, please do. We appreciate it.
So, you guys, you don't even actually realise how lucky you are to have Vicky T on the podcast, because she is Fresh Perspective's very own Olympic correspondent.
I have actually turned into it, haven't I?
Please go on a LinkedIn profile or the Fresh Instagram and check out her videos. If you didn't watch the Olympics, if you watch Vicky's videos, you will know everything that you needed to know about the Olympics and Team GB.
I became obsessed with it. I don't know why. I've never been that obsessed with it before. I don't know what happened.
I've never seen you, apart from whipping all those into shape, I've never seen you so obsessed with anything.
I know, every morning
I
I'd come
enjoyed
in.
it.
Thank you. I came in every morning, gave updates. I made us put it on the TV. I loved it when I got home. I didn't watch Netflix for 2 weeks. I've got so much to catch up on now because I get home from work, Olympics on. And it'd be there till I got bed.
Oh my God. So was it earlier this week? Vicky was like, how can we get into the Olympics? So Vicky's a marathon runner, don't you know? Mm-hmm. And we're like, right, what's the criteria for running the Olympics? I'm like, where was Team GB in the marathon? Because I don't remember seeing anybody. And then Pete told me that Rose Harvey, shout out to her, she did run it, and she did it in just under 3 hours with a broken leg.
I know. She did part of it with the broken leg. It's not like she did it at the end, is it? She did part of the marathon.
Yeah, with a broken leg.
And still did it in that time.
Before she went to Paris, that she had pain in her hip. And before that, she was firing on all cylinders. She was feeling really strong. She was looking forward to it. She had pain and tightness in her hip, but still wanted to go to the Olympics because she trained for it.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it started before she even went to Paris.
So she might have run the whole thing.
The whole thing with a stress fracture. In less than 3 hours.
That is crazy, isn't it?
She's my new hero.
Oh, yeah. But there were some amazing people in the Olympics and what they did.
Oh, I know.
It proper inspires you, though.
It gives me goosebumps when I talk about it. And I think that is one of the reasons why, over the last 2 weeks, I've absolutely smashed the gym.
Yeah, because I've got proper back into running. I'm like, I'm going to do this.
They've inspired the nation.
They have. But I was really getting into it. Like, I'd be sat at home on my own. Well, not sat, because I'd be stood up shouting at the TV, like, come on! Honestly, it's like I were there.
Oh, I really wish you'd filmed this.
Proper cheering them on. I'm like, come on! And I
got
got
to just be like, yes!
I know.
Yes! Come on, yes!
One time in one of the swimming races, I nearly had to stay in my kitchen. I went in the kitchen just before it was about to start, and I was like, I don't think I can go back out and watch it.
Oh my
I was
God.
so nervous.
This is very cute. Oh, but it was so good watching everybody, really, but obviously Team GB and some of the people and what they've overcome to be there is amazing. Like resilience, tenacity, just pure grit and determination to be better and compete for the country and make a name for themselves. And resilience and tenacity, to link it to recruitment, is really important. You have to keep going with your recruitment. You've got to be like a dog with a bone, especially in challenging times such as it is at the moment in August 2024.
Wow.
As well as being open-minded. But apart from being an Olympic correspondent, what else have you been up to?
I got my marathon tattoo.
Yay, finally.
Me and Cheryl went, 'cause we bought it for Cheryl for her birthday.
Yeah, we did.
We did. So we went and got ours. I'm glad I only got a small one.
Cheryl's is quite big, isn't it, really?
Yeah, she nearly passed out, this Cheryl.
Did she?
Yeah. It started bleeding a bit. She was fine with the needle, but then she saw a bit of blood. She had to take 5.
Oh, bless her.
Yeah, just because of the blood.
I just didn't watch when they were doing mine.
Well, she was proper staring at him. I'm like, don't, Cheryl, look away.
Oh, no. I was like, just turned away. I'm like, do you think? I'm like, oh, yeah, it's lovely.
Yeah, done. Thanks,
Yeah.
bye.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm glad I got a small one. It took less than 5 minutes. Cheryl's only took 10, 15. Didn't
Still
take
a long
long.
time, really, I think, for someone to be jamming a needle in your skin.
Yeah, because they go over the same part, don't
It's
they?
just like someone scratching.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's very nice. Very good.
Yes, happy with it.
Right then, let's talk about. So I've always got Paula in me. Shout out to Paula Cohen, my business coach. She's like, you need to get to the point faster,
Sorry.
and just weave in talking about what you do in and around the topic, so that you keep people interested. So hopefully, people are still with us.
Okay, we can do that.
We can do that.
We can do that.
So, Vicky,
Yes.
talk to me. What does maintaining a positive attitude and having an open mind during the recruitment campaign? Why is that crucial?
I think that it's crucial because you're going to attract a wider variety of candidates. If you're kind of, what's the phrase? Pigeonholing. Is that the phrase?
Well done, yes.
Yes. If you're pigeonholing to the certain type of people, you're just going to get the same types of people over and over again. Whereas if you open your mind, you can see a wide variety of different candidates. And it sometimes solidifies what you are actually looking for. Because some clients come to us and I don't think they're exactly sure what they're looking for.
No. Or, yeah, we definitely get people that think they know what they're looking for, but they're not sure.
Yeah.
And I just wish they'd say at the beginning, listen, I think this person, it should be, obviously this is the job, I think this person should be like this. I'm not 100% sure, so I'm open to ideas, alternative options. Instead of just pretending that they know what they want, but then it becomes clear through their feedback or lack of that they actually don't know. And that's fine, because part of our job can be helping you figure it out by presenting you with different kinds of options. So A version applicant versus B and possibly C. You look at them and speak to them and think, actually, do you know what? I really like these elements of A, but it's missing this that option B has. And then you can create option C together. But I think they think we expect them to have all the answers, and then they would feel embarrassed if they didn't know. But I don't know how we convey that except for sharing this podcast with them.
Yeah, maybe we need to send this to some people.
And because as well, like, I don't know why, what popped into my head when you were speaking before, it was like, because I am going to be getting married soon. We're looking at wedding venues with Peter Taylor. It made me think of the first time I got married, which was over 10 years ago. And I thought in my head, I had a very clear picture of what I want my wedding dress to look like.
Okay.
And so I went to the shop looking for it. And the person in the shop was like, you need to have an open mind because there's so many different options out there. You don't know that you've never been married before. You've never wore a wedding dress before.
Yeah.
You need to have a look at other things. Just to make sure what you have in your mind is the right one. So I was like, so I had an open mind. I'd had a glass of Prosecco, so that probably helped. But I tried on what I thought I wanted, and I hated it.
Really?
Yeah, I wanted like quite simple, dead slinky, no fuss, and then I hated it. And she brought out what couldn't be more different, like strapless, like bodysuit with a massive full skirt, and I'm like, absolutely not. Put it on. Loved it.
This is what happened to my friend when she got married.
Really?
Yeah, the wedding that I went to at the weekend. So she did exactly the same. She thought she knew what she wanted. Then the woman was like, what about this one? Brought it out. And she looked at the hanger and she was like, that's disgusting.
Yeah.
She tried it on and she was like, this is the dress.
Yeah.
So the dress on the hanger is the CV.
It is. It's all you can see.
Yeah.
But you have to look past what you can see. Oh my God, we're so good at this.
We are.
And try it on for size. And
Yeah.
and obviously you can't try on a candidate. That would be weird. But you can interview them and try them out.
Yes.
And it's like I tried a personal shopper. So I'm going off on tangents a little bit, but it is relevant. A few years ago, for the first time, I thought I'd wanted to try a personal shopper. And I went and she brought all kinds of stuff into the changing room. I'm like, absolutely not. There's absolutely no way in hell I'd ever pick that up. She's like, just try it on. And then we were brutal. She's like, you either love it or it goes in the no pile. There's no maybes here.
Okay.
And I was so amazed by what I tried on and what I liked that I'm like, it really opened my mind to just trying on things. It takes, a few minutes. Get a load of stuff in the same changing room. You're fine. And that's the same with recruitment. Don't make judgments of what something looks like on a hanger on a CV.
Well, yeah, because I was going to say as well that we always suggest to clients to do telephone interviews first, which could only need to take 10 minutes. You don't have to block out an hour of your time for someone to come in face to face. You do a telephone interview first, 10 minutes, and you can be like, do you know what? I was wrong. I really like this person. Or you might be like, do you know what? I actually don't like this person, but at least you've given it a go. It's 10 minutes of your time that's been taken up.
Yeah, so it actually saves you committing an hour to interview them face to face because you've only given up 10 minutes. But yes, you might have lost 10 minutes, but your potential gain is higher than 10 minutes of a loss. Mm-hmm. And that 10 minutes of a loss might make you think, do you know what? I actually thought I really wanted that in someone and I've decided that I don't. So it'll help you redefine and really focus down with laser focus what it actually is you want. So it all helps. And like Vicky mentioned before, like you'll find candidates, you'll open your mind to different kind of candidates that you wouldn't have considered, and it'll bring a diverse and varied range of candidates to the interview and the recruitment process, and that helps with wider diversity, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Which is more than just males versus females.
I know. I think that's what all people think diversity
and colour
is.
Skin.
Yeah. It's so much more than that.
Oh my God, it's really short-sighted. Like people say, oh, you've only got white women in your business. I'm like, wow, there's a lot more to diversity than colour of skin and perceived gender.
Yeah.
So it just opens the door to loads of things. And then to go onto that further, it does reduce unconscious bias. So we've tried it with some clients where we've actually removed all candidate information off the CV. So name, address, any reference to date, and things like that, so that you are only looking at what's on the CV, because sometimes you don't even know that you are being biased or judging candidates because that's based on your own experiences as a human person. So we can help you remove that as well. But also just listen to us, because we have spoken to these candidates on the phone and people are more than a piece of paper.
But we've had loads of success with kind of trying to make some of our clients a bit more open-minded, and then they've gone on to listen to us because they trust us.
Yes.
And we are the experts. And then they've gone on to hire the people who they didn't want to see at first because they were like, no, based on their CV. Then they spoke to them and they're like, oh my God, I want to hire this person. And we've done it quite a few times.
Like more than quite a few times. It's a lot of times, but it's where the relationship and the trust is really important with you, whoever you choose to do recruitment. I mean, I don't know why it wouldn't be us, but if it's not, that's where that relationship comes into force, because it's be able to have those frank conversations and trust the process, and then amazing things will happen at the end of the recruitment campaign.
Yeah.
And we've done it ourselves, haven't we? We've looked beyond people's experience on a CV. So like Rachel, who's a senior member of the team at Fresh, and she also now does our marketing. She was a post lady at Royal Mail before she came here. Now, if we were only looking at skills and experience on a piece of paper, we may not have interviewed Rachel.
No, but we do look for more than just what someone's skills and experience are, don't we?
People are a sum of their experiences. And you can't put all of that on a CV because some of it is personal experiences.
Yeah. And I think the thing that we go for is work ethic, isn't it? It's how you approach the work that you do, which you're never, ever going to see on a CV. How are you going to be able to know what someone's work ethic is like off a CV?
Unless you say, I have a really strong work ethic. I mean, anyone could write that.
Yeah, exactly. But you can get that from talking to someone, asking them questions and kind of pulling that information from them.
Absolutely. And it's that whole, like, don't make assumptions based on the CV. I always learn in the sales process, or even just business and life, like never, I think the saying is, never assume it makes an ass out of you and me.
Yes, that is the saying.
And so I never assume, because you actually never know. Your assumptions, again, are based on your own personal experiences, and you haven't experienced everything. So always ask. But the amount of times clients say, well, I assume this, it seems like this. From my experience, this means this. I'm like, well, that's fine, but it might not be factually correct in this current scenario that we're dealing with right now.
Yeah, because an example I think that we all kind of get is when clients will say, well, I don't want to speak to that person because it would take them half an hour to get here in a car, and that would be too far for me. And it's like, but you're not them, you don't know. You need to ask them that question, like, are they happy to do that? You're assuming that just because you wouldn't be happy to do it doesn't mean that other people aren't happy to do it.
Absolutely. Like, their current commute could be an hour.
Yeah.
So half an hour is amazing for them.
Yeah.
Or people would be like, oh, they'd have to get a train and then walk or get a bus because they don't drive. Like, I would never do that. But I'm like, but you drive. So you would never do that. They've never driven. So that's just their life.
Because I think Danielle's a really good example, because she lives, is it like 40 minutes away?
Yeah.
And I was like, when we were interviewing, I was like, are you going to be okay with like coming 40 minutes every day? She's like, I love driving. I want a commute to work. She used to live 2 minutes. She used to work 2 minutes from where she lived. And she's just like, I want a commute to work because I just love driving, being in my car. I'm like,
because there's absolutely no way I would drive to Southport and back every day.
Neither would I. I wouldn't do it.
But everybody's different, and that's the point we're trying to make. And the benefit from being open-minded and possibly spending a little bit more time than you may have anticipated on the recruitment process does have positive benefits, because it means you will absolutely capitalise on that by finding those hidden gems that some people would overlook. Mm-hmm. So you're going to get superstar candidates that nobody else will give an opportunity to. And then because you've given that person an opportunity where nobody else did, that will get you loyalty, commitment, dedication, gratitude from your lovely, sparkly new hire who's going to come on board and put the work in, work really hard for you, go above and beyond, and repay you for giving them a chance.
Yeah, and I think you mentioned there about the time, like you're having to give up like a little bit more of your time to be able to interview these people. But in the long run, the process will move quicker. Yeah. So, you might have to give up a little bit more of your time in a short term, but in the long run, you will fill your position quicker because you're speaking to more people, you're having that open mind, you're having these discussions with people. Whereas if you're going to be very picky and be like, no to that CV, no to that CV, and no to that CV, it's going to go on so much longer because it's going to be weeks before you even interview a single person.
You're just going to miss out on everybody, and your competition are going to be, getting these gems when you aren't, and they're going to be excelling, and you're not going to be moving forwards with your people. Mm-hmm. So what is to say? Short-term pain for long-term gain.
Yes.
Full of the sayings today.
Oh my God, so many sayings. Yes.
And it will, you're absolutely right, Vic. It will it doesn't feel like it at the time, but it does speed up your recruitment process. And also, it means that you're going to hire better people that you would normally overlook, which means they will then fit into your team better. They'll stay with you longer. Therefore, it will improve your retention rates and reduce team turnover.
Yes. Reducing retention rates. Reducing retention rates is really important as well, like for just your overall team well-being and happiness as well. Like, I know you're filling one role, but if you're having a good retention rate, there's less stress on your other members of the team. They've got that consistency. Just everyone will be happier.
Yeah, it's that consistency and stability.
Yeah, that's the word.
Because people might be like, oh, people keep moving on. What's going on? And it could be nothing other than you just not hiring the right people, which sounds really simple. But sometimes it can be difficult to get it right, which is where you might need to rely on a partner such as Fresh, for example. But if people keep moving on, it will impact the team because they might feel a bit uncomfortable and a bit insecure. But at the same time, they're having to get to know new people all the time.
Yeah.
And create new relationships on a more consistent basis rather than just deepening relationships with people that are there for longer.
Yeah, and it might increase the workload across the team as well if you're always bringing new people in because your people aren't staying long enough. You're then having to retrain people. They can't take the work on as quickly as they would like. And it's a whole cycle.
Oh, my goodness. It's like a domino effect of bad things happening.
Yeah, exactly. So get it right at the beginning.
But I think in wider business, like being adaptable and flexible to different options, alternative solutions, is really positive. We talk about that flexibility and openness to deal with change, but people don't necessarily apply that to recruitment, which always baffles me.
Yeah, you are right, actually. Because if they're hiring the same people over and over again and it isn't working, then why would you carry on doing the same thing that isn't working? Why would you not think, I need to maybe hire someone a bit different?
This is not working. What should I do? Keep doing it. Was it Mr. Einstein that said, is that the definition of insanity? Keep doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result.
Yes, it is.
You need to do something different, but it's because people don't think they've got time for recruitment. They just want to put an ad out, work with a recruiter, give them a brief, get CVs, interview, job done. Yes. But it's more than that. You wouldn't do that if you were finding a partner or looking for clients. You qualify your clients to make sure that you can deliver what they need. It should be the same when you're qualifying potential hires. And if a client wanted something alternative in a solution that you don't usually provide, but you really wanted that client, you'd be like, well, actually, we could tailor what we do to fit that. And then you might create a brand new product off the back of that. But just have that mindset when you're hiring. And amazing things would happen. Like, it almost feels like with some people that they are quite negative about the recruitment campaign. It's almost like these candidates are rubbish unless they prove them wrong.
Yeah.
Instead of thinking, I'm really excited to see who I can meet and I really want to be surprised by all these candidates. I want to be wowed, I want to be excited, and I'm going to hire an amazing person. It's like they don't want to do it, so they drag kicking and screaming into recruitment, which I get, it's time consuming, and it actually doesn't fall as part of anybody's real role remit, all the R's today, unless you're a recruiter. It's just something in addition that everyone has to do from time to time when they need to replace or grow their team. So it's not always a happy, exciting thing because no one's got time for it. But be excited, be positive, want to be surprised, want to be proven wrong. Don't make assumptions and just see past that document.
Yeah, because I think the other day you were talking about if you look at it the other way around where people have amazing CVs and you're like, oh my God, I want to interview that person. And then you interview them and it does not follow through from what you've seen on the CV. It's like the complete opposite way around. So why would you not take a CV that maybe isn't as great or doesn't have all the information that you want on, but they might be absolutely amazing when it comes to interviewing?
Absolutely, especially if that has been your experience. Like it happened with a client of ours recently, which is why we were talking about it, where the CVs were amazing and he loved these candidates and they just didn't stand up to this amazing CV, and he actually thinks that someone else might have written it for them, which happens. See, that's why the CV writers, they shouldn't actually create content on a CV. They should just help them put it together in an engaging and captivating way to land well. And so now he's looking at people that the CVs weren't amazing in the hope that they wrote them themselves, and it's just a window into part of what they can do and bring to the table.
Exactly.
Would you add anything else?
I mean, I think we've covered a lot, haven't we?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think as well, like, if you open your mind as well to considering new people, not only will it bring the diversity that we've talked about before, but it really helps you learn and grow as a business person, as a senior manager, as an owner of a business, because that diversity of candidate will bring new ideas to the table, and you'll learn and grow from them. Because I think having an open mind really encourages continuous learning and continuous improvement, not just in your recruitment campaign, but your business as well.
Yeah, I was going to add that it can, by bringing in the diversity, your business will grow. They might bring new ideas, new ways to do things, kind of a bit of a shape on the culture. So, yeah.
And it all starts with opening your brain a tiny little bit, maybe speaking to someone for 10 minutes on the phone. That might not look 100% perfect on paper, but could absolutely change everything.
Yeah. And I think if you did that once, it would change the way that you recruit in the future.
Oh my God, it would. And if you do it and it doesn't work out, don't not do it again. Because the whole point of an interview process is they don't always go well, do they? That's the whole point to it. So if you try and think this doesn't work, what a crock of shit. Please try it again.
Yeah, maybe give it a couple of goes. Don't just do it once and write it off. But yeah, I bet we can prove we can prove someone wrong.
Wrong, yeah.
Yes.
Are we laying that down as a challenge?
Yes. Shall we?
Yes.
Yeah. If someone's recruiting now, take on board our advice and see what happens.
And if you want us to help you do it, so we can really prove to you that it can be done and it is worthwhile, then message Vicky Taylor on LinkedIn.
Yes, please.
With the words challenge accepted.
Oh my God, yeah. If I saw that pop up in the corner of my screen, I'd be like, yes.
Yes, game on.
Yeah, we love a challenge. So
we do love a challenge. Also, to finish, actually, talking about having an open mind and loving challenges, I went shooting recently.
Not just like out in the zombies or...
Well, I was shooting zombies.
Oh, good.
But, I was trying to think of things to do for my friend Stacey, who's done everything. And there was a place in Manchester, I think there's other places called point blank shooting, so it's like laser shooting. It's a bit like Flight Club in Manchester, which is darts, but it's guns. Okay. Laser guns.
Right.
So you go in and you have a booth, and the cocktails are amazing, and the food is good too. So we're going back for team building, obvs. There's a massive screen, and you get a gun. Obviously, it's a laser gun, and you can play one-player games, or you can play two-player games where you play with each other and like save the world from zombies.
Wow!
And, oh my God, it was so good, and I'd never fancied it before. I've known about it.
No,
I saw someone post about it on LinkedIn. I'm like, I'm gonna give it a go, and it was amazing.
Yeah, you've sold it to me, so
much fun.
Yeah, I really want to try it.
An hour flew by.
Oh, is that all you get, an hour?
No, I just paid for an hour, but you can go for longer, or you can do like a bottomless brunch where you get, I think, an hour and a half of shooting included in the bottomless brunch.
Right.
Plus the cocktails are the best cocktails I've had in a long time.
Oh, okay.
And they're all unique to the bar.
So it's not your bog standard, just like Cosmo or Pina Colada.
No, they're all related to like shooting things, but it was really good. Anyway, I'd highly recommend it.
So we're gonna go.
And that's just because I thought, do you know what, I'm gonna open my brain a little bit. Let's try something new and let's give it a go. And it paid off.
Yay! Fab.
Right then, I think we're done here.
We are.
If you want more recruitment tips, or you want us to just deal with the whole stress and frustration of it for you and turn it into a massive positive situation and experience, then you know where we are. I'm Laura Leyland. This is Vicky Taylor. The business is Fresh Perspective Resourcing. We are literally everywhere. We have a website. Google us. Look on YouTube. We're on all social media platforms. It's very hard not to find us. If you can't find us, then I don't think we're meant to work together.
No, like if you just open LinkedIn, you will probably just pop up on the top of your feed.
Yeah, if it's meant to be, we'll be there.
Yes, we will.
One of us will be.
One of us, yeah.
So tell, what does Tony say? 5 people that you know about this podcast. Make sure you subscribe and follow us. Please leave us a review and tune in next week.
Yay!
See you later.
Bye.